Hello, gang. Welcome back to the stage of history, retold. Again. And again. At least it's really, really good this time. Hello, gang. It's me, Connor, here to examine the clashing of steel for the current generation of console. At the time of this recording, it will be the second month out since Soul Calibur 6 was released. While the 8-way run Dynamo hasn't lost its appeal, or the face it did when Soul Calibur 5 came out, the competition for sales have never been more articulated. Unless you're a fan of, well, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. In which case, if you're wondering where the funeral is, I'll let you know when I find directions. I digress. Dragon Ball FighterZ was a way better game this year, I'm just saying. Well, the main goal of this little edit of mine is to discuss the strengths and faults of the freshly made joystick jockey emulator, Soul Calibur 6, and we've got plenty to talk about. Soul Calibur 6 is a soft reboot of the 20-year-old franchise, and a reboot for the better. All of the legacy characters in the 24-character roster have returned in their Sunday best, each dressed to the nines in attire that suggests which previous title did them the most good. Movesets have been doctored also. Now characters sport plenty of good pokes, guard impacts, at least 2 stances that I can find per person, and new critical arts, which happen to really look great. This game is worth spending a lot of time in the lab figuring out your favorite method for dispatching foes online, and I'm very tempted to start doing character videos, both about mechanics as well as the lore that has changed around certain characters. After all, this game has developed some of them a lot better than other games have done prior. But I'll make my mind about that soon enough. Anyhow, there are 2 separate story modes for the single-player experience. The first is Soul Chronicle, which features a freshened-up campaign following Kilik, Maxi, and Zhang Shua as they do battle with evil, only now new mechanics tend to bleed into the narrative a little bit. The new Soul Charge system in this title has characters going to a boosted mode to make their stats even better, extend their combos, and add status effects to certain attacks they do. In the story, this can be best conveyed through Kilik attaining his Super Saiyan form, basically, where the demon seed of Soul Edge burns off his shirt for no reason, and his hair gets even more anime than it currently is. If you can imagine that. You'll see it later, I suppose. In addition, there are a series of 6 to 7 episodes in Chronicle for each character you have in the roster, excluding 2B, who just released today also. I'm looking forward to examining her a bit more. Excluding the new arrival, some characters do have to be unlocked for their story mode to be accessed. And unlocked in the sense that they're available in the roster, it's just their story is locked behind the completion of another character's story mode. For example, Siegfried and Cervantes are locked behind Nightmare and Ivy's Chronicle, respectively. Each tale of the sword is different in length and in difficulty. Geralt of Rivia and Raphael, for example, have reduced health for several of their matches, and yet Zasalamel, the literal mouthful, literally just talks about prior games for 7 chapters. And each time, the panels don't change or anything, he just keeps talking. It was the easiest 500 soul points I ever got because I just had to hit the X button every now and again. Alternatively, there is Libra of the Soul, which is the second longest fighting game campaign I've ever played, with the Android arc of Dragon Ball FighterZ taking gold and Street Fighter V begrudgingly taking bronze. It follows a created character of your design, with a fighting style also of your choosing, and the story has a lot of panels, a lot of great art, but there's maybe 3 or 4 voiced panels that go along with them. Otherwise, the story happens in front of, well, still images and text. There is a morality-based system in which players may gravitate towards a blue choice and a red choice, but it has a Mass Effect 3 level of difference to the plot. Pick your beam, kids. Red, green, or blue. The grind is a touch banal and very painful. It sort of feels like a JRPG of the Oregon Trail. Sometimes, if you want to go anywhere outside of the plot, you have to invest in currency to travel across difficult terrain, whether it be a desert, mountains, or going across the sea. And sometimes, as you're traveling across this journey you're taking outside of the lore, you have a random encounter straight out of a Game Boy Color Pocket Monster game of sorts. If you win, you continue traveling. The only thing worse than dysentery would be dying from kinky bandits in maid outfits, which does in fact happen from time to time. If you lose, you restart from your launching point, losing money and popping a blood vessel or two. The grind comes with the ability to convert the story mode currency, which is gold, into soul points, which is the currency in the main menu and in character customization, which you can use to unlock a few outfits, but, well, there's not too much to really unlock there. Let's go ahead and use that as a lazy segue to start talking about character customization, that thing everyone really likes about this game. There are 16 races for you to sculpt your OC or anime character as you see fit. I happen to like making myself solely, see what I did there, in Soul Calibur games, mostly because you get this really statuesque or exaggeratedly perfect version of yourself that really doesn't exist unless it's in a JoJo panel or a fanfiction. All that imagery aside, there's actually not too many customizable options for there to be used fluently in-game. Luckily, there's pattern designs that you can add in, textures you can swap out, and you can recolor the weapons. So, you have that to build your own persona of sorts. The custom characters also have different hitboxes depending on their size and, well, their fighting style. That can be kind of annoying in online play where you suddenly get surrounded by a bunch of tiny nightmares who hit a lot harder and supposedly have less reach, but it's someone using an ultra greatsword one-handed, so that's a level of salt for another time. Thing is, customization, it's beautiful. It's one of the best parts of the game, and all in all, I absolutely love Soul Calibur 6. It's a wholesome fighting game. It just has a lot of mainstream competition to face off against. The ads for this game simply cannot compete with another game like Spider-Man or Red Dead Redemption 2 or even God of War. Whatever significant Call of Duty title is probably more well advertised than this game. And people eat Call of Duty up. It's such a fad. Anyway, I probably shouldn't hop on the soapbox about that one. Thanks for listening to my thoughts and watching some casual matches in Soul Calibur. I'll probably make some videos examining the newcomers of the roster and the characters that have changed, like I said earlier, but I'll get around to that anyway. I hope you like this content, and if you do, like the video. If you don't, please like the video, or subscribe. Ooh, yeah, that'd be a great idea. Go ahead and do that. Hopefully I'll make more content than, what I've done this year. But a lot of things have been going on, and, well, everyone has a story. Anyway, thanks for spending time with me, and I hope you have a good one. See you later, kids.